you prepared for a disaster? This isn't a question we often ask ourselves, but it's one that could be vital to our survival. We live in a world where natural disasters, accidents, and unexpected events can strike at any moment. The key to surviving these unpredictable situations, being prepared. And part of that preparedness comes down to having the right gear. Survival gear is more than just a collection of gadgets and gizmos. It's a lifeline when you're up against the elements, a beacon of hope in the bleakest of circumstances. The right piece of equipment can mean the difference between life and death in a crisis situation. This isn't about being paranoid or living in fear. It's about being smart, being ready, and understanding that preparedness is the first step to survival. In the next few minutes, we will be going through the ultimate survival gear guide, counting down the must-have items for any disaster. Starting at number 10, we have the multi-tool. This compact piece of kit is the Swiss Army knife of survival gear, packing a punch far above its weight class. The multi-tool is the embodiment of versatility. It's a small package that unfolds into a world of utility. Imagine being stuck in the wild where every tool counts. With a multi-tool, you've got a small saw for cutting branches, a knife for preparing food, a screwdriver for fixing equipment, and even a can opener for your emergency rations. It's a toolbox that fits snugly in your pocket, but its uses don't stop there. In a pinch, a multi-tool can also serve as a makeshift weapon, offering you a line of defense against potential threats. It's a small but mighty companion that could make a world of difference when you're up against the odds. A multi-tool, small but mighty, definitely deserves a spot in your survival gear. Coming in at number 9 is the emergency blanket. Now you might be thinking, a blanket really? But hear me out. In a survival scenario, maintaining your body temperature is paramount. Our bodies are delicate machines, and even a few degrees off our normal temperature can put us in danger. This is where the emergency blanket shines. Made from heat-reflective thin plastic sheeting, it traps up to 90% of your body heat, helping to prevent hypothermia. In harsh, cold environments, this lightweight and compact lifesaver should never be underestimated. But its utility doesn't stop at keeping you warm. The shiny metallic surface of an emergency blanket makes it an excellent signaling device. Stuck on a mountainside or lost in the wilderness, you can use it to catch the sun's rays and signal for help. And so, we have the emergency blanket, compact, lightweight, and potentially life-saving. An emergency blanket, a simple item with life-saving capabilities. At number 8, we have the water purification system. In any survival scenario, one of the most critical elements is clean, drinkable water. While it's possible to survive without food for several weeks, the human body can only last about 3 days without water. But not just any water will do. It must be clean and free from harmful bacteria and parasites that can cause illness or worse. Here's where a water purification system comes into play. These systems are designed to remove impurities, bacteria, and viruses from almost any water source, making it safe to drink. They come in various forms, from compact straw-like devices to pump-action filters, and even UV light purifiers. Imagine being stranded next to a stagnant pond or a murky stream. With a water purification system, you can transform that questionable water source into a life-saving hydration point. Remember, in a survival situation, clean water is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Clean water is life, and a water purification system ensures you have it. Lucky number 7 is the first aid kit. This unassuming little box holds the power to patch up wounds, ease pain, and potentially save lives. It's a compact medical arsenal, ready to deploy at a moment's notice. Imagine this, you're in the middle of nowhere, and you accidentally cut your hand. Without immediate care, the wound can become infected, leading to serious complications. But with a first aid kit on hand, you can clean and dress the wound promptly, preventing infection. An essential first aid kit should contain bandages of various sizes, antiseptic wipes to clean wounds, and pain relievers to manage discomfort. Tweezers for removing splinters or debris, medical tape, and a pair of medical gloves are also crucial. Additionally, having a guide on basic first aid procedures could be a lifesaver in a critical situation. Remember, in times of disaster, a first aid kit isn't just a box of medical supplies. In a disaster, a first aid kit can be your best friend. At number 6, we have the fire starter. In the wild, fire is more than just a comforting flicker in the darkness. It's a beacon of life. It cooks your food, purifies your water, and keeps you warm when the temperature drops. Not to mention, a well-lit fire can deter wild animals and signal for help if you're lost. Now, you might think, why not just use matches or a lighter? Here's the thing. Those are finite resources. They can get wet, they can break, and they can run out. But a fire starter? It's a reliable tool that won't let you down. Whether it's a ferrocerium rod, a magnesium stick, or even a flint and steel, these tools can provide you with thousands of sparks to start a fire. And remember folks, practice makes perfect. Knowing how to use your fire starter is just as crucial as having one. With a fire starter, you can bring light and warmth to the darkest situations. Halfway through at number 5 is the solar charger. When disaster strikes, the power grid is often one of the first casualties. In the modern age, our reliance on electronic devices is undeniable. They connect us to the rest of the world, provide us with vital information, and even serve as our digital survival guide. Imagine, you're in the middle of nowhere, and your phone's battery is dying. There's no electricity, no power outlets. What do? That's where the solar charger comes into play. This compact piece of technology harnesses the power of the sun to keep your devices juiced up. Solar chargers are typically lightweight, easy to pack, and can charge a variety of devices from smartphones to GPS units. They're your ticket to maintaining crucial communication lines, accessing vital survival information, and staying connected when it matters most. A solar charger, your lifeline to the outside world. Coming in at number 4 is survival food. Now let's talk about the importance of food in a survival situation. When disaster strikes, it's not just about staying safe, it's about staying nourished. Energy, strength, and focus, they all come from what you eat. Survival food is specially designed for these circumstances. It's not your everyday meal, but when push comes to shove, it's a lifesaver. Compact, nutrition-dense, and long-lasting, these foods are engineered to keep you going when the going gets tough. These packs usually boast an impressive shelf life, often several years, and they're incredibly easy to prepare. Just add water, heat if necessary, and you've got a meal ready to fuel your body. And the best part? They come in a variety of flavors and options, from fruits and vegetables to meats and grains, ensuring you get a balanced diet, even in the harshest conditions. Survival food, because you can't survive without sustenance. Bronze medalist at number 3 is the tactical flashlight. Let's cast some light on this topic, shall we? In any survival situation, having a reliable source of light is essential. It's not just about seeing your way in the dark, it's about being able to signal for help, spot potential dangers, and even boost your morale. Enter the tactical flashlight. This is no ordinary torch. It's built to last, designed to withstand the harshest conditions. You could drop it, dunk it, even drive over it, and it would still shine as bright as ever. It's like the superhero of the flashlight world. But it's not just about durability. A tactical flashlight is also about brightness. With a powerful beam that can light up a vast area, it can turn the darkest night into day. It's your beacon in the black, your guide through the gloom. A tactical flashlight, because seeing is surviving. At number 2, we have the survival knife. Think of it as the Swiss Army knife of the wilderness, a versatile tool that can be a game changer in a survival situation. A survival knife is so much more than just a cutting tool. It's a lifeline, a means of last resort when the chips are down. Picture this. You're stranded in the wild with no food. With a survival knife, you can hunt, skin, and prepare your own meals. Need to build a shelter? Your survival knife is there to help cut branches and carve out notches. But it's not just about survival in the wilderness. In a disaster situation, a survival knife can be used for self-defense, to cut through obstructions, or even to pry open doors. It's a tool that gives you options, the ability to adapt to your surroundings, and ultimately, survive. A survival knife, your most versatile survival companion. Before we reveal the number 1 survival item, please take a minute to like and subscribe to help more of this content make it directly to your feed. Also, check the video description for where to buy high-quality emergency survival gear. And the number 1 most important survival gear item is the personal locator beacon. Imagine this. You're lost in an unfamiliar terrain, potentially potentially in danger, and your only hope is to be found. This is where a personal locator beacon, often referred to as a PLB, comes in. A PLB is a handheld device that, when activated, sends out a distress signal to search and rescue services. It uses satellite technology to pinpoint your exact location anywhere in the world, in the direst of situations. Whether you're stranded on a mountain, lost at sea, or trapped in a storm, a PLB works in all weather conditions and across all terrains. What sets this device apart is its ability to directly communicate with global emergency services, bypassing the need for cellular networks, which may be unreliable or non-existent in a disaster zone. This beacon is not just a piece of equipment, it's a lifeline, a beacon of hope when you need it most. A personal locator beacon because being found is surviving, and that rounds up our ultimate survival gear guide. Stay prepared, stay safe, and don't forget to like and subscribe.